कुंज बिहारी। जय गोपीजन वल्लभा, जय गिरिवर धारी, जय गिरिवर धारी। जय गोपीजन वल्लभा, जय गिरिवर धारी, जय गिरिवर धारी। जयो यशोदानंदन, जयो ब्रज जन रंजन। जयो यशोदानंदन, जयो ब्रज जन रंजन। जयो यमुना तीर वनचारी, जयो कुंज बिहारी, जयो कुंज बिहारी। जयो यमुना तीर वनचारी, जयो कुंज बिहारी, जयो कुंज बिहारी। जयो राधा माधव, जयो कुंज बिहारी। जयो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा, श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Jayo Prabhupada Jayo Prabhupada Jayo Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Prabhupada Jayo Prabhupada जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शतृ डिवाइन ग्रेस ऐसी भक्ति वेदांता स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय नामाचार्य श्रीला हरिदास ठाकुर की जय प्रेम से कहो जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवास आदि श्री गौर भक्त वृंद की जय ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय Hare Krishna everybody, I would like to welcome you all for our today's Srimad Bhagavatam class. Today we are reading from Canto 3, the status quo, chapter number 28 entitled Kapila's Instructions on Devotional Service. And today we're going to read from text number 39 and text number 40. So 39 we will read together and 40 I will read by myself. Yatha putra cha vitacha प्रथन्वृत्त्यः प्रतीयते आपे आत्माद् विना भीमता तथा यथा पुत्राच्च वित्तच्च प्रधानवृत्त्यः प्रतीयते अप्य आत्माद् विना अभिमता देह पुरुषस्तथा यथा पुत्राच्च वित्तच्च प्रथन्वृत्त्यः प्रतीयते आप्य आत्मत्वेना भीमता देह पुरुषस्ततः प्लीज यथा पुत्राच्च वित्तच्च प्रथन्वृत्त्यः प्रतीयते अप्य आत्माद्विना अभिमता देह पुरुषस्ततः यथा पुत्राच्च वित्तच्च प्रधानवृत्त्यः प्रतीयते अप्य आत्माद्विना भीमता देह पुरुषस्ततः यस यथा पुत्रच्च वित्तच्च प्रथन्वृत्त्यः प्रतीयते अपे आत्मात्वेना भीमतात् देह पुरुषस्ततः word to word meaning yatha yes putrat from a son cha and vitat from wealth cha also prathak differently mrityaha a mortal man pratiyate is understood api even atmatvena by nature abhimatat for which one has affection deha adeha from his material body senses and mind purushaha the liberated soul tataha similarly. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. Because of great affection for family and wealth, one accepts a son and some money as his own. And due to affection for the material body, one thinks that it is his. But actually, as one can understand that his family and wealth are different from him, the liberated soul can understand that he and his body are not the same. Purport. The status of real knowledge is explained in this verse. There are many children, but we accept some children as our sons and daughters because of our affection for them, although we know very well that these children are different from us. Similarly, because of great affection for money, we accept some amount of wealth in the bank as ours. In the same way, we claim that the body is ours because of affection for it. I say that it is my body. I then extended that possessive concept and say it is my hand, my leg, and further. It is my bank balance and my son, my daughter. But actually, I know that the son and the money are separate from me. It is the same with the body. I am separate from the body. It is a question of understanding, and the proper understanding is called Pratibuddha. By obtaining knowledge in devotional service or Krishna consciousness, one can become a liberated soul. Text number 40. Yatholmukadvish Fulinga Dhumadvapi Swasambhava Ape Atmadvine Abhimata Yatha Agne Prathag Ulmukat. Translation. The blazing fire is different from the flames, from the sparks, and from the smoke, although all are intimately connected because they are born from the same blazing wood. Purport. Although the blazing firewood, the sparks, the smoke, and the flame cannot stay apart because each of them is part and parcel of the fire, still they are different from one another. A less intelligent person accepts the smoke as fire, although fire and smoke are completely different. The heat and light of the fire are separate, although one cannot differentiate fire from heat and light. Om Ajnana-timirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshu-anmilitam yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Shri Radha Kanta Namostute तप्त कांचना गौरांगी श्री राधे विंध्यावनेश्वरी विश्वभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णापस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांता स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पश्चाते देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवासादि श्री गौर भक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Okay, so here today's these two verses, what headings would you like to give? It's pretty straightforward. If you have carefully understood or heard the translation and a purport, what heading you would like to give? Yes, you are not this body, you are a spirit soul. Srila Prabhupada, he gave majority of his lecture on this topic. You are not this body, you are a spirit soul. If you just figure it out, all the Vedas and things, wherever Prabhupada has he only touched the base. Because this is the actual ABCD of spiritual life. Spiritual life actually starts from only this statement that you are not this body, you are a spirit soul. Because until unless you don't know who you are, how are you going to act on it? People say, okay, I'm practicing, some kind of spirituality, something. It's everything comes from mental speculation. No. Actually, the spiritual life, it does start. If you see whether they are the pastime of the gopis, it's a pastime of Lord Kapila Dev, even the Uddhav Gita, Prahlad Maharaj teaching, Dhruva Maharaj teaching, everybody, out of their humility or humbleness, they are saying to the Lord, oh my Lord, we are stuck in our bodily consciousness. Please kindly help us to come out of this bodily conception. Even though we have been practicing for some amount of time, even if you spend millions of births also, it is very difficult to come out of this bodily affection. Not at all. People, even the person, if we pick somebody or just pick ourselves, okay, how we have extended our affection. We fight for our country, we fight for our state, we fight for our street, we fight for our family, we fight for our wife and children. And again, we fight for ultimately for ourselves. Okay, but due to this bodily conception, our attachment has been expanded like anything. There is no end to it, and just cause of this end not to it, we are stuck in this bodily conception. Even though we are practicing every day, but when there is a right time, where there is a difficult time to come, okay, and to apply the knowledge in our life, our mind is completely washed. Even though we have done Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhav, Bhakti Vedanta, what not so, but still when we wake up early in the morning, then we think, what are we going to eat today? Okay, what are my plans? What I'm going to do to give myself relaxation? That's the only one thing come. Does really this Hare Krishna and this scripture really works in my life? So many, mind is such a culprit or such an enemy just living with us, that it gives us the opposite thoughts of what Vedas are telling us. Again and again it says ki now you wake up, now you cook something, you like it or your tongue like it, you cook something. We don't see ki we have to cook for the Lord's pleasure, we cook for our pleasure and putting the Lord's name inside. Oh, I'm going to cook for this Lord because Lord is going to do it. Did he tell you? Did he send you a WhatsApp or tagged you on Facebook or somewhere? No. How did you get this information? See, so much bodily conception is there. Especially when you are a married person. Really, I'm telling you, it's very, very difficult. I have my younger brother and he has a daughter, okay, very, very young. I am her uncle and I have so much affection for her. Exactly, I treat her as my own daughter, which is fact. I mean, she's my younger brother's daughter and exactly I treat her as my own daughter. And so much affection is there. If anything happens to her, my heart gets pierced. I don't want to see the tears in her eyes. Can you see? Even though she is not my daughter, but she's in my family lineage. She's there. And I was thinking, if I would have got married and got my own children, what would be that affection? Being as a brahmachari, it's easy to come and sit on a vyasasana and give big talks. Do this, do that, you are in Maya, this and that. When someone is going through with that process and coming into their footstep and understand what they are going through, it is very difficult to overcome. And I was thinking, I'm a brahmachari, I don't have to do nothing with this girl, even though she is as my daughter, but I have so much affection. What will happen if I'm the real father? How affection it will be there. And I was thinking, what is the condition of my brother's heart? How much he's attached to her and how much my parents are attached to us, to me, my brother and my sister, and in your case also same as how much affection is there, so much. And it is very, very difficult to break that affection. Parents are ready to suffer anything or ready to go any turbulence to give all the happiness to their children. Okay, they are working 24 hours, whole day and night, just to provide better facility for their children. Why? Due to affection. But that affection, lack of spiritual knowledge, has become the bondage for a living entity to be in this material world again. We are not saying we should not be affectionate, compassionate, or merciful towards other living entity, but if we add the spiritual knowledge, that becomes more glorious. Because as Prabhupada is saying in the purport, even though there are so many children wandering on the street or in the world, but we are only affectionate to few, especially those who are born from our body, and especially those who are born from my brother's or my sister's body or my uncle's body. Only that much affection is there. But also that affection is on the degree. We are only very attached to those who come out of our body. Why? This is only just called of bodily conception over here. So where is the jiva to get out of this material world? No point. So the Vedic scriptures, Sadhu says, we are not saying you have to remove this software from your life. Affection is a really symptom of a life. If you are compassionate, you are affectionate, you are merciful, it is the heart of a Vaishnava. Why only merciful or affectionate to your own children also? Why not about the whole world? So when you start practicing Krishna consciousness, you start seeing not only a few people as your family member, you start seeing the whole world as your family member. And then you become affectionate and compassionate towards them. Srila Prabhupada is one of our, current example or his sincere followers. Okay. No doubt he was also a family man in his previous ashram. He also has many children. Okay. He, being naturally as a father, he had so much affection. But when he took up the process of Krishna consciousness by the blessing of his spiritual masters and he started practicing, then he starts seeing the whole world as his whole family. If any danger comes, okay, people or a family people, they only start taking care of their own family. Is it true or not? They don't worry about the neighbors or the friend's family or someone is very close. They see, keep my wife, my husband and my children. That's all. That's all my family, and they take care of this one. But no, Srila Prabhupada being so compassionate and affectionate, he says ki no, they are not only our body, they are not only our family, the whole world is our family. So let protect. That is the greatest protection really a sadhu can give. Because he is Suhrat Sarvanam. He is a Suhrat. Suhrat means what? A well-wisher. A very, very great well-wisher. In any circumstances, if you try to insult the sadhu, if you try to hurt the sadhu, if you try to do any harm to the sadhu, he still become compassionate to help you to get out of this material world without any discrimination. Because he has no duality in his heart. Tirthi kurvanti tirthani. He is a sadhu carries the holy places in his heart. And wherever he goes, he makes that place into pilgrimage, into a holy place. So where the conditioned soul can live. You can see Srila Prabhupada, he came to this New York. It was his first time he landed here. And this place is called one of the sinful. It's many Maharaj, they call this place as a heart of Maya. New York is completely a heart of Maya. Srila Prabhupada opened a pilgrimage here, where we are living now in a Brooklyn temple. It's called New York City. If he has no affection for the living entity, even though people didn't know him, he was unknown to the whole world, but still he was giving the best to the whole humanity. And the way he has given, there are going to be many more generation. They will be thankful to him. The whole world is indebted to Srila Prabhupada. The whole world. We all, upcoming generation, those who haven't taken birth yet, they are also indebted to Srila Prabhupada. Or all of us. See, that is called the real affection. That is called the real affection. But what to do? If our spiritual life is not sincere, we are not determined to learn all these things, so we have no hope. We have really completely no hope. Srila Prabhupada says, I have given you everything in my book, in my lecture, or in my letters, or correspondence and many other things. You just need to touch them, open the book, listen to the lecture, and you will get everything which you can get out of this material world. What a maximum a sadhu can do? How can a guru, if we all have our individual gurus, how a guru can help us? How? Only through instructions. Only through instruction. Like when a baby has born and the baby is not able to stand on his own feet and not just walking, so what the parents do in the initial days or initial years, they give them their finger or their hand. So they help them to stand. Okay, because a boy is just lying, baby is just lying on a bed, on his own bed, not able to stand. So they help them, just grab their, back or a body, start them to walk, or they get a, baby walker is there, or sometimes he start walking or crawling, start holding the tables or couches or anything. And when he gets up, the father moves on. Because father helps only that much, and he leaves the child because he knows in the future he won't be there forever to help him. Only through the instruction. Only through the instruction. Yes, initial days of our bhakti, many devotees have helped us, isn't it? Many devotee helps us. But now, at one point of life, we have been left alone by our own. So where is the hope? So whatever instruction we have heard very carefully from our Siksha Guru or Diksha Guru or other Vaishnavas, those instruction will help us. Otherwise, mind is very tricky because still we are there. How many hours in a day we only look after for our body? How many hours? A lot. Even being as a full-time brahmachari or brahmachari in the temple also, how many hours do we do? A lot. One day I was calculating myself on a paper. I says, okay, I just draw a line. This is my material hours and this is my spiritual hours. And I was calculating how many hours am I sleeping? Okay, how many time or how much time do I take to eat my breakfast, my lunch, or my dinner? Okay, how much time do I take to clean myself? Just to go to washroom, take shower, and shaving my head, so and so. There are many things that add up, and I was calculating everything. Or how much time do I spend on a phone? Checking my social media, and I was thinking, gosh man, so much time has been wasted. And I was thinking, how much do I spend time on my spiritual activity? It doesn't compare at all. Nowhere. Still the bodily consciousness is so thick that given such a batter so close to Lord Krishna, still we are not able to get him or see him due to of our wrongly affection. We are so affectionate to our own body. We are so affectionate. We say we are affectionate. Of course, as Srila Prabhupada says, even though all these things, they just expand, but still the most affection is there only for our own self. People are here to sacrifice their money, their own family, their own children to keep themselves well and good. Affection is such a bad thing. Even though the yogi here, it is here Lord Kapila is explaining about the understanding of the yogi, how a matured yogi, he thinks, no problem, I am in this material world, I am stuck, I have my wife or I have no wife, I have my husband or no husband or children. So how does he see? Okay, I'm in this world, I have so many caps on my head. What are those caps? Cap as a father, cap as a son, cap as an employee, as a citizen, as a brother, as many uncles, and so many caps on his head. So which cap he's gonna take off, and which cap he's gonna wear, at what time? Where is the cap of a devotee, of a servant? Where that cap has gone? I was thinking, am I actually wearing that cap on my head or not? Actually, that cap is missing in a whole day of our activity. Whole day of our activity. So that's why Lord is saying, a mature yogi understand, okay, no problem. I have my duties as a son, as a brother, as a father, as so many others, but still I also have my duty as a devotee. That duty has to be, that is our primary duty. If that duty is not fulfilled and other secondary duties are been fulfilled, said we have been wasted our time or wasted our life. And that this human birth has been called as a boat. Okay, we are other side of the spiritual life. Like this is spiritual life, this is material life, and in the center there is the ocean. Okay, and we want to cross from material life to spiritual life, and the boat is given, and the boat is this human birth, especially the human birth. And when we got this boat to get out of this bhavsagar, the cycle of birth and death, we took this boat and we are spinning around only in the ocean, spinning around. But we have forgotten that this boat has an expiry date. This boat can be taken off at any time, Like we buy products here, every product has got an expiry date, or they say best before use by this date. But this human birth has no stamp on it. Any time, padam padam yad vipadam na tesham. Very, very flickering, very flickering. The moment you are thinking, oh, I got this boat, let me get on this. When you try to get on the boat, you see the boat is gone. And you again, boom, back into the water of this material world. So difficult. In a Canto 6, a very beautiful shloka is there by Sukdev Goswami. He says, Muktanam api siddhanam narayana parayana. Sudurlubham prashan atma kotishu api mahamune. It's the same thing Lord is also saying in Bhagavad Gita. After so many millions of births, somebody endeavors to become a devotee or a liberated person or do some endeavor. And out of those thousands and millions of liberated per person, somebody thinks Vasudeva Sarvamiti Sa Mahatma Sudarlava. In this Canto 6, in the whole thing there, it is very difficult to understand. There is a one beautiful story in Canto 6, if you might have heard, maybe the other seniors devotee have heard it, Chitraketu Maharaj. How many have you heard? No? Have you heard? Have you heard? Not many here. Okay. The Chitraketu Maharaj, he used to be a very nice king, but due to curse, he became Vritrasur. But Parikshit Maharaj says, ki how come this demon, Vritrasur, was so conscious about the Lord being in the body of a demon? What pious activity or what ritual or a sacrifice has he done in his previous life? Then Sukadev Goswami, he narrates the story. He used to be a very powerful, a very pious and a devoted king. His name was Chitraketu. And how many wives he had? 10 million wives. If a person approaches his wife once in a day, so the first day of the wife, when he's going to get the number? After 10 million years. That much wife he has. But for some unfortunate or a fortunate reason, by any means, he didn't have children through any wife. It says he was competent. He was competent to beget the children. But somehow or other, all the wives, they became barren. They could not give a child to Chitraketu Maharaj. So one day, Angira Muni, he happened to come there. Because whenever a sadhu comes in our house, they have only one purpose, to give us a spiritual knowledge. But due to affection to our bodily kingdom, like our body, our kingdom, our family members, we don't take the spiritual knowledge. We ask for some material blessings. We ask for some material. So similar way, Chitraketu Maharaj also asked the same thing. Okay, Angira Muni says, are you happy in your kingdom? Is your health okay? Is everybody paying you tax? How's your wife are doing? How's everything? He said everything is well. But Angira Muni says, but I can see on your face, you are not happy. You're so morose. What is the issue? He says, I have no children. I have no son who's going to carry on my legacy after me. He says, that's it? He says, yeah. He said, if that will happen, so you will be happy. He says, yes, I will be very happy in the whole world. He says, no problem. He performed a sacrifice and he gave the fruit to his first wife, to Chitraketu Maharaj's first wife. Okay, and she became pregnant. And he says, your son name will be Harsha Shoka. And he will be the cause of your happiness and distress both. But Chitraketu Maharaj didn't click. What does a sadhu is saying, what does it mean? He says, anyway, I was also a child. I was also giving time to my father, hard time or sometime pleasure. So it is the nature of a children, or it is the nature of a parent. Sometimes they become happy by seeing their children. Sometimes they become, sad by seeing their children because due to their, naughty activities. So anyway, I'm okay. I'll go for it. And when the child was born, Chitraketu Maharaj celebrated his whole kingdom like a big festival. Whole world was very happy. He was spending his time by seeing his son every day, every moment. And he was so affectionate to his first wife. And other co-wives, they became so jealous that they gave the poison to the child. And the child died. And when the child died, so can you guess? Billions of life Chitraketu Maharaj has waited to get one son. And when that son came, the affection you can see as a father, so much was there that he was not dropping his own son on the floor. He was always carrying in his heart, he will be get hurt. So much affection. But guess the condition as a father when he got to know that his son is dead. He's no more. You can see completely blind. I mean, the description is there in 6th canto, chapter number 16, 17, and 18, that he was just stunned. He could not move anything. His wife and others, they were lamenting, whole kingdom was lamenting like anything. And suddenly Angira Muni came along with Narad Muni. He came and he entered. And he says, what happened? He says, you blessed me with a son. We were with him for so many days, for some years, and now he's gone. He said, okay. Narad Muni says, now the time has come to do some journey of self-discovery course. Now this is the right time, so let's do it. So he started preaching them. He says, what happened? This son is there. Okay, with my power, my mystic power, I'm going to bring this son. So let's have him. We will hear a journey of self-discovery course through his mouth. And the body and the Atma came, soul came into the body. And he says, son, why do you leave so early? Your parents are here, waiting for you. They are lamenting. And guess what the child says? Which parents? And a father says, Chitraketu, I'm your father. Maharaj Chitraketu, how can you forget me? I'm your father. She's your mother. And you have many other stepmothers. He says, really? He says, in all the lifetime, I had so many fathers. Fathers in my lion life, my dog life, my pig life, my aquatic life, my trees life, so many other unlimited fathers and mothers I had. Which lifetime you are talking about? And that gave him such a thunderbolt, such a stroke in his life or in his consciousness. He says, what this is saying? I mean, which lifetime? He says, yes, I have billions of fathers. I have billions of mothers. I have billions and trillions of brothers. I have unlimited wealth. Which lifetime you are talking about? Then he gave exactly what Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita from 2.11 to 2.30. We are not this body. We are a spirit soul. Okay? Nahannate hanne mane sharire. When this body is finished, the soul is never been slain. When this body is like an old garment, it's been worn out with a period of time, and an intelligent person gets the new one. And so many descriptions he gave back and forth, and he came to consciousness, oh my God, I became affectionate to the wrong thing, even though he's my child. So what the actual yogi does, he knows he has some material duty to perform, but still he also knows he has spiritual duties also to be performed. In Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, there is a word called Swadharma. Swadharma means that your prescribed duties. Prescribed duty in material sense and prescribed duty also in a spiritual sense. So a jiva has to perform both. But the jiva, being on a bodily conception, only busy to perform material duty and forgetting the real Swadharma, which is going back to Godhead, recognizing our old self. Even though he knows this body has given a birth, okay, to another body. Because as a spirit soul doesn't give birth, only the body gives birth when a spirit enters into the body. So this body has got, but still it's aloof. Even though it's my money, still I am separate from my money. Just like Prabhupada says, we never say I am the body. He says my body. We say my hand. So Prabhupada said there is something which is separating from you, actually you, and from your body. I can say my kartal, my water bottle, my mic. So there is, like, mic is different and I am different. So if a person comes to the real understanding, then he is a real yogi. Then he can work on that platform. Like if somebody passes away in our life, or we have seen, we can say, my children's father has passed away. Well, have you seen that person ever in your life? The thing you saw, only the body of your son's father. You did not see the person actually, because the spirit is not been seen through these material eyes. But it can be seen or understood through the Vedic scriptures. At least theoretically we can understand and act on that. That's why Prabhupada says here, when he came to America, MEI University, is there any department who teaches you that you are not this body, you are a spirit soul? Is there anybody who teaches you or gives you the information about the soul? Nobody. See, I'm pretty much sure it happens also in Western world. When a child started learning something, okay, what is the first essay a child writes in his copy? What is the first essay of his life? Speak louder. My best friend. No, no, never. Myself. Myself is the first essay a child learns. What's he write? My name is so and so. I am 4 or 5 years old. I am studying in first grade or first standard. Okay, my father name is this. My mother name is this. I have 2 siblings. Okay, I like to eat ice cream or chocolate. So this is my. Everything is relation to the bodily concept. Everything, but he never say I am a spirit soul. And throughout the whole life he lives because his foundation has been established on a bodily concept. So throughout his whole life he only lives on that concept. Whatever the, before joining your Krishna consciousness, you just scan your mind. Okay, the goals you had in your life, is that was your real goal or somebody downloaded in your mind? If you ask anybody, go outside, what's your goal of your life? What do you want to become? Especially if someone is in graduate or, like 18, 19 years old boy or a girl, they will say, oh yeah, I want to become a businessman. I want to become a doctor, engineer or pilot. So many other, well, say, did you ever think that you really want to be like that? There? No, because that's the information downloaded by this world. It may be parents, it may be friends in the school, or it may be teachers, it may be college mates, it may be television and everywhere. No, what was your real goal? Actually, there was a pastime happened. It's a beautiful thing. A teacher asked, like small children, maybe 10 years old, 8, 9 years old, ki whatever you want to become, please write it on your paper. Okay, everybody wrote. But there was one boy, he wrote something different. Okay, madam checked. Says, okay, Susie, tell me, what did you write? Ma'am, I want to become a teacher like you. Oh, very nice. Very good answer. What you want to become? I want to be an engineer. Okay, very nice. I want to be a doctor. And this one fellow, one child, said, ma'am, ask, what do you want to become? Ma'am, I want to become happy. Oh, my child. Oh, such a wrong answer. You really didn't understand the question. I just want you how or what you want to become in your life. He says, ma'am, I want to become happy. Again, you are misunderstanding the question. Listen carefully. What you want to become? Ma'am, I want to become happy. Then madam striked. Oh my God. Actually, he is right. And the whole world is wrong. Because why you want to become a teacher? Why you want to become an engineer? Why you want to become a business tycoon? Why? To become happy. But this person is already saying, ma'am, I don't want anything. I just want to become a happy. When a sadhu speaks like that, then the whole world laughs at him or her. Yes? Prabhupada says, when they come to Krishna consciousness, many other journalists or other people, those who want to know what's your philosophy all about, and when Prabhupada tells them, these are the 4 regulatory principles, that's what time we wake up, that's what we do, our activity whole daily, then they say, are you guys mad? How do you enjoy your life? And Prabhupada says, are you guys mad? How do you enjoy your life? For them, we are mad, and for us, they are mad. Isn't it? It's true or not? That is the real thing there. But a sadhu does not care for the materialistic points or materialistic philosophy. He only approaches what Krishna or the Vedic scripture has said. What is the real formula to be happy in this material world? Okay, Bharat Maharaj, another case. He was compassionate to a very baby deer, which is no doubt, no wonder. We should be compassionate because he was in. His mother just gave him birth, and a lion was chasing her mother. Okay, and being affectionate, seeing there is nobody to give protection, so let me take care of the baby deer, the doe. Okay, he took, but Prabhupada says there was nothing wrong. It was okay, but he became overly compassionate, overly affectionate, and there he writes, a jiva has a duty to become compassionate towards other living entity, but only become that much or draw a line which it will not hamper your own spiritual life. If your own spiritual life is in danger due to more affection or more compassion, that means you miss the point, because everybody go through with their own karma. Days back I said the same thing. What Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Janam sarthak kari kara para upkara. First, you have to protect yourself. If you are situated strongly in spiritual life, then you can pull other people from material world to spiritual world, because there is a bridge there. If a sadhu goes from spiritual world to material world to bring people from that bridge to this bridge, from that side to this side, so he must be spiritually super powerful and strong. Otherwise, there are thousands of people, they will grab your hand and they will pull you your side. And you will be like them, with taking all those nonsense drugs and everything. No, we have to be very compassionate, only where it will not hamper our own spiritual life. Do only that much. We need to protect ourselves, because Maya is very strong. He was on a bhava platform, completely on a bhava. He himself gave up his whole family, whole kingdom, wealth and everything, but later on he grabbed again. In his practice, he was thinking about the baby deer. In his chanting, he was thinking about the baby deer. He was worshipping the Lord. He thought what happened. And at the end of the life, what happened? Yam yam vapi samran bhava tyajte ante kalebaram tam tam evati konteya sada tad bhava bhavita. That happened. So when we become overly affectionate to our kinsmen or the relatives of this material world, then at the end of the life we're gonna think about them, and again we're gonna come back to fulfill those desires or to fulfill those duties. No, don't do that. The yogi, how he does, if you can give best, help them to become Krishna consciousness, but be smart. Be smart to stick to your own procedure, because you got this lifetime to get out of this material world. What is a beautiful saying the Lord says in Uddhava Gita? Where does it say? You don't need to perform other duties. Devarshi bhutapta pitrana ninram nayam kinkaro na rini charajan sarvatmanam sharanam sharanyam gato mukundam pariharta kirtam. That a person who is worshipping Lord Krishna, Mukunda, and taken the shelter of his lotus feet, he doesn't need to do other duties performed. Because by worshipping Lord Krishna, he's already fulfilling or paying off all his debts. So you are already becoming, debt free. So don't entangle in there. Be smart, okay, and follow the instruction very, very strictly and under the supervision of some senior devotees, because that's how you're gonna be succeed in your life. We have got 10 minutes. I'll just open up for some question answers if somebody has, then you can unfold many more things. Yes, please. You can just speak louder. I will repeat the question in the mic. Make it answer short and clear. Otherwise, if it's 2-3 minute story, it's gonna hard for me to make up. Yes. So Prabhu's question is ki I said ki first we have to protect ourselves, preach ourselves, then we can help other. But ahead for new people when we are going to preach. See, that's called affection because it has to be dealt very intelligently. Okay, if we are preaching, that means we are giving them Krishna consciousness, helping them out. So help only that much is required because see, when a teacher give a class, okay, in a school and college, he or she does not read every single sentence along with the student. He or she gives the overview and he requests the student, when you go home from this page to that page, you have to read every single paragraph to have a better understanding. Make sense or not? So in this way, when we go and preach to other, we introduce them, answer some questions to them because that is our preaching, and preaching means devotional service. So you are also helping them to become Krishna consciousness. But if that becomes more burden on yourself that you are not able to do your own sadhana, then take a break because like someone says, Ki Prabhuji, I will only read books when you are going to help me to read. Well, I will help you in your initial days, but after 2, 3, 4 years, 5 years, you have to make your own endeavor to pick up the book and just read by yourself without saying it. How much I can do? A father pays off. Like I gave the example of a young father. When a child is very young, not able to walk on there, not able to pay off his own debts or start to read, then the parents help them, hold their hand, help them how to write, how to speak, how to eat, how to wear belts and pants, everything. But at certain point of life, they have to do by themselves. But if they are not doing it, then there are unlimited people are already there in the market. Go and approach them. You cannot just help them to hold 50, 60 years. You can hold my finger and move in a bhakti. No, you help them in the initial days and they themselves have to be responsible for their own spiritual life. Prabhupada says everybody is responsible for their own spiritual plane. Because when there is a danger, they will know what they have learned on the land in a training. Because ultimately you need to fly your own plane. If you have been trained well under some good devotees, then you can fly your own plane, plus you can help others also. So how much they are going to spend a time on a one person? Ultimately, I mean, like father is paying all your school fees and everything, your food and clothes. Now your father is gone. Now you have to be responsible for your own food, your own clothes, your own shelter. So you work outside. So you have stand on your own feet, that you become independent. So in a similar way, we help them. Ultimately, we tell them now you may progress by learning or seeing others. Come to the temple, whole morning program is there. Be in the Bhagavatam class, be in the morning program. It's not like that. Everyone, every day, somebody has to come. Prabhuji, why you didn't come to Mangala Arati? Why you are attending Bhagavatam class? A person must be responsible for his own spiritual life because nobody will be in the harm except himself. If you are not coming, am I in trouble? No, I gave you the information. Prabhupada gave you the information. Now you are responsible for your own practice. And if you don't do that, then you are in loss. He is in loss. I am in loss. Here and she is in loss. So we have to be one point. We need to help, but there is a limit to go. After that, Prabhu, please buy books, read your own. Or if you don't understand, every now and then you can ask me some question for clarification. I will help you. That's the way. Prabhu, you want to add something into it? Okay, you have a question, please. I mean, you already know all the answers if you are giving me service. So a devotee should be compassionate to what? Either to soul, to a body, or this one. Ultimately, a devotee is giving a ultimate knowledge which will help them both on a bodily consciousness and on a spiritual consciousness, but ultimately a spiritual consciousness, because your body is required to reach to the destination. Just like Prabhupada gave an example, like a driver and a car, which one is more important? Which one is more important? Which one is more important? Driver. But a driver is on his journey. If he's using his vehicle to reach from point A to point B, he used to utilize his car in a decent way where he can reach the destination. So in a similar way, anyway, this body will not be there, this car will not be there forever. But the driver has to utilize this car in a better way, or where there is a time to change, eyes, you know, if something wrong with your teeth, something wrong with your body, if you are sick, go to the doctor, fix it up. Like if you have to drive from New York to San Francisco, it's such a long distance. But you cannot go in a one go. You need to stop somewhere, have a rest, give a rest to the body, to the car. Okay, change the engine oil, put some air in the tire and some fuel, change the spark plugs, make sure everything is okay. When the car is rested, then drive again. So that's how the life is. That's how this body is. Body needs to be taken care of, but while taking care of this body, we need to utilize this body in the service of the Lord, not in our own service. So if there is a need of fixing teeth, fix it. Fixing eyes, fix it. But utilize after fixing it, get back to the service. So that's how. So both are important, but most importantly, spiritual life is important. So the expert devotee, he guides in a such a way that a person, if he's working outside, he can utilize his material life to progress in his spiritual life. Devamit Swami Maharaj says, you go to work to give a better spiritual life to yourself and to your family. So do in a such a way. Go in a such a way, in that mood. Ki I am going to work, it's not for my pleasure, because whatever the wealth will come, I will give myself spiritual life, I will give my family spiritual life, and whatever the possibility, I will also help in the preaching, giving some donation or opening some, Bhakti Viksha programs at home, helping others to come and take up the process of Krishna consciousness. So that's how we need to live. Yeah. No, they are not two traps. There are only one traps, and both the traps are being utilized in a same purpose. The body is being utilized to serve the Lord, and the soul is also utilizing to serve the Lord. Body, mind, and words. BMW. So we all have our own BMW. So we have to utilize the service of the Lord. So the body is also used in the service of the Lord, and the Atma is also used. The gross body is used, subtle body, which is mind and intelligence, is also used, and the soul is also used. Yeah, it is also a problem. That's why Lord says in Bhagavad Gita, Yuddhaschaiva mam anusmaran. Ki while performing your prescribed duty, you have to think about me. It is all about Krishna consciousness. If you are working outside as a householder and your consciousness is always Krishna consciousness, you are as better as sannyasi and a brahmachari. But if you are living as a brahmachari here in the temple and your consciousness is completely out, then you are in a bit of a trouble. Like in Chaitanya Charita he says, kibe vipra kibe nasi sudra kibe noi ei Krishna tattaveti sei guru hoye. So the guru is the one, the person who is always in Krishna consciousness, and he knows the guru, he knows the Bhagwan tattva, or the detail or tattva of Krishna consciousness. He can be a guru, whether he's come from a, like a Chandala family or whichever family, or a Brahmana family. He's always glorious. So the both life has to be utilized in the service of the Lord. Hmm. Okay, so Prabhu's question is how to realize this thing that we are not this body, we are a spiritual. It is just by practice. It is not that something you did a crash course for 3 months, 6 months, and you got to know. It is when you put yourself, when you are sincere and determined to know, and you are utilizing every single instruction of the Lord in your life, then you can overcome. It is just a matter of your own sincerity and your own practice. So just keep doing it. You will have a good realization by serving the Vaishnavas, and you can see whoever comes in the temple, try to serve them. Taking up the process very seriously, you will come over by this. Okay, last question. We need to finish. I think. Yeah, please go ahead. Yeah, yeah. See, first of all, the happiness is not that something, if you do some certain activity, you will get it. We are in illusion that something is giving me happiness. But actually, happiness is not that something. Happiness is only in the spiritual life. When you realize yourself, what is your real identity, and how you have to act on that, and for whom you have to act for that. That is the real happiness over there. Like we are in this material world, okay? And this material world is called like a ocean of suffering. And I always give the example, I want to swim in the ocean, and top of that, I'm saying I don't want to get wet. Is it possible? Is it possible? If I want to swim in the ocean, and top of that, I'm saying I don't want to get wet. No, it's not possible. This is Ashashvat Dukhalyam. The person who has created this material world, he himself is saying the software is Dukhalyam Ashashvan. So why we want to change the software? So the Prabhupada says, better to take up the umbrella of Krishna consciousness, you can protect yourself. So under that umbrella, you can find some happiness there. When you slowly progress and come to the level of your soul realization, that you understand what's your real identity is. Until as you are on a material form, no matter what you do, it looks like it is happiness, but actually it is not happiness. Because we actually don't know what is the definition of happiness. Makes sense or not? We don't know what is the happiness. Like today they are saying Valentine's Day, okay? We actually don't know what the love is. We don't know what love is actually. What we have seen, it is just a lust. And we are giving another name of lust to as a form, as a love. No, it's not. It is completely pure lust in this material world. Pure love only in spiritual world. So the pure happiness only in spiritual world. Okay, not here in this material world. But when you start performing yourself or engaging yourself into the devotional service, then you can find yourself, okay, it is a real glimpse of that happiness. You will see, wow, if that much is happiness, so what will happen if I adopt this whole culture as my own, then what will happen to that one? And that only comes when the overall practice over the period of time. Okay, I think they are giving some indication with their power tools. Okay, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Granthiraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande.